1951, Mohammed Mossadegh elected Prime Minister by a landslide majority on a mandate of nationalising the Anglo-Persian oil company, now known as record profit posting BP. What happens next? The Foreign Office recommend a coup d'etat. Churchill puts up $1.5 million to finance the coup. Eisenhower agrees to match this with $1 million on the sole proviso that Theodore Roosevelt's grandson and CIA Middle East Station Chief in Tehran, Kermit Roosevelt, will be point man for the coup. This is agreed, the money's transferred, and Kermit Roosevelt's first action is to spring General Fazlollah Zahedi from jail, where he is languishing on account of being a Nazi collaborator. But this is the man that Kermit Roosevelt has chosen to lead the military part of the coup. Incidentally, I hope you're all impressed by the way I'm just letting the whole Kermit angle slide. For I feel that other comedians would not have had the self-discipline to walk away from that rich storehouse of comedic possibility, but would instead have become mesmerized by a mental comedy graph whose x-axis was Middle Eastern politics and whose y-axis was children's TV programs of the 1970s, and would have attempted to plot the intersection points and asymptotes thereon. But I feel that, yes, we could have that laugh, but at a terrible psychic cost, which would be that from here to the end of the show, there would be a tinny, hollow sound to the laughter, and a collective shared sense of disappointment, of the spectrum of possibility having been brutally diminished. And we got through the show fine, like any other, and gone our separate ways, but there would have been this sense, perhaps on a pre-conscious level, but real nonetheless, of disappointment. And it would all have been traceable back to this moment, had we gone down that particular comedic pathway, which is why we shall not be taking that particular route. That said, however, be advised, I shall shortly be using the phrase puppet regime. I don't expect overexcited or to overreact in any way. You are a sophisticated, morpho audience. You will credit me that that is the given socio-political terminology, the only accurate phraseology wherewith to describe how Kermit Roosevelt installs Shah Reza Pahlavi's absolute dictator of Iran, head of the notorious Savak secret police, which in 1976, he's still there, Amnesty described as responsible for the worst human rights atrocities on planet Earth. This was Britain and America bringing democracy to the Middle East in 1953 style. Yes, but that was then. This is now. Now there's an American plan, endorsed by the G8, I might add, to bring democracy to the Middle East generally, not just in Iran, but in Iraq, where the United States is building 14 permanent US military bases on Iraqi soil. What's so profound is the corporate news media's acquired naivety, the learnt ability not to see or hear the uncomfortable fact that they could be interviewing a 4-star US general while he is laying bricks on the very building site of one of these US military bases and still notice nothing wrong. There's the general going, that's right. As soon as the Iraqis have an election, we're out of here. Don't worry about that. Just wait for them to vote for us to leave. We're gone. They vote to turn this $4 billion base into a youth club. We'll just swallow that. Don't worry about that. I can't help feeling that this bit would work better if my bricklaying mime looked less like the gayest 17th century French fop playing a game of Gaylord tennis or dandy racquetball. How about you, sir? No, you. The rules of Gaylord tennis is the first player to produce a bead of perspiration loses. Lord Fauntleroy, your brow perspires, methinks. And no, that is a sequin from your mother's breast. My point. Ah, no, for points are further deducted for appearing to care about the result. Scoring is bourgeois. An American plan to bring democracy to the Middle East. And the reason they can foist such phrases upon us daily is because the British are unique among nations in their naivety about geopolitics, about the strategic and economic reasons for war, because we are unique among nations in our ignorance about our own history. How curious, for example, that the First World War is never taught in our schools as an invasion of Iraq. Not all of you are coming with me on that one. That's okay, don't worry. I will say many things in the course of tonight's show that you will not agree with. I will say, for example, people who fly short haul should be ASBO. Climate criminals that you are. I shall call for 100 hours community service for eating fruit out of season. Be calling for a mandatory carbon ration of 10 kilos per person per annum. Arguing that the dissolution of the corporations is the sine qua non of democracy. And that the First World War should be taught in our schools. For the invasion of Iraq it was.